Hari Om children, this is the third part of chapter 2 of science, that is nutrition in animals. In first chapter you have learnt about what is nutrition, which type of nutrition we can see in animals. In second part you have known about human digestive system, how it works, which enzymes works for the digestion of human beings. Okay, here we will learn about teeth in human being, tongue in human being, digestion in amoeba, and digestion in grass eating plants. Okay, so I am Sutapa Biswas. I am going to describe it. First of all, the point is teeth in human being. In human beings, 4 types of teeth can be seen. What are they? Incisor, canines, premolars and molars. Okay. In human being, 2 set of teeth grow. That means teeth grow twice in the lifetime of human being. First time the teeth grow when one is a small baby or infant. This set of teeth is called milk teeth. Okay, and the second set of teeth is known as permanent teeth. At the age of 6 to 8 years, okay, the teeth loosen and begin to fall off, and at that place the second set of teeth take place. That is known as permanent set of teeth. Here is the picture of 4 type of teeth. In the mouth you can see a tongue is there and teeth are there. How many in an adult? 32 teeth are present. 16 in upper jaw and 16 in lower jaw. Okay. So first of all, you can see which type of teeth is there. Incisor. Incisor are the biting or cutting teeth. It helps in biting and cutting of the food. There are 4 incisors in the center of each jaw. Second number is canines. Canines are the large pointed teeth just behind the incisor. The canines are for piercing and tearing the food. There are 2 canines in each jaw, one behind the left incisor and the other behind the right incisor. Okay. Third number, premolars. Premolars are the large teeth just behind the canines. On each side, premolars have large flat surface for chewing and grinding the food. There are 4 premolars in a jaw, 2 on each side. At last, number 4 is molars. Molars are very large teeth which are present just behind the premolars towards the back of our mouth. The molars have a large surface area than premolars for chewing and grinding the food. There are 6 in numbers in each jaw, 3 on each side. Okay. Next, here parts of a tooth. In the figure you can see that all the teeth are divided. A tooth can be divided into 2 parts, crown and root. is the part of which remains inside the gum, and we can see only the upper part of the tooth, that is crown. Crown has three layers: enamel, dentine and pulp cavity. The enamel is the first covering or outer covering of tooth. This is white in color and hard. The part of tooth below the enamel is called dentine. Dentine is just like bone. Inside the dentine, third layer is pulp cavity, which contains nerves and blood vessels. Next point is tooth decay. Tooth decay, if teeth are not cleaned regularly, then tooth decay can take place. What is tooth decay? It is a process in which the tooth becomes rotten due to the formation of cavities inside it, leading to toothache. When we eat something and we do not clean our teeth properly, some residues of food remain in our teeth. In it, bacteria works and makes some substance which dissolve the upper part of the tooth, that is enamel and dentine. Okay. Enamel and dentine of the tooth gradually and ultimately makes a cavity in the tooth. When this cavity reaches the pulp cavity of the tooth, our tooth becomes painful and we get toothache. So, we should not use excessive sugar in our food. On the other hand, you should clean your mouth with water all time after eating sugar containing food. Okay. We should take care of our teeth. Just like we have to brush our teeth twice in a day. A dental floss should be used to take out food particles trapped between the teeth. We should eat less of sugary foods, etc. Next, you can see which figure it is. Tongue. Tongue is a fleshy muscular organ in our mouth, which is attached at the back to the floor of the buccal cavity. It is free at the front and can be moved in all directions. The tongue of human being helps in swallowing the food, getting taste of the food, and in talking. We should also clean our tongue regularly. The taste buds at the front of tongue detect sweet and salty taste. Here you can see in the figure, and most of the taste buds on the sides of the tongue detect our sour taste, and most of the taste bud at the back of the tongue detect bitter taste. Okay. Diarrhea and how to prevent it. What is diarrhea? The condition in which a person passes out watery stools frequently is called diarrhea. Diarrhea may be caused by the infection, disease causing microorganisms, or food poisoning or indigestion. Diarrhea leads to the loss of water and salts from the body of a person. This is known as dehydration. To prevent this, to prevent the loss of water and salts from our body during the diarrhea, we should take ORS. That means full form of ORS is oral rehydration solution, ORS, to recover from the dehydration. The dehydration of body can be prevented during diarrhea by giving oral rehydration solution regularly to the patient time to time after some time interval. Here you can see which figure is this. This is a figure of single-celled organism, amoeba. We will now learn about the feeding and digestion in amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular animal. It has no special organ for digestion, no digestive organ. Okay, it uses its pseudopodia to catch the prey. Amoeba eats tiny plants and animals present in pond water where it lives. Amoeba take in food, that the other name of taking in food is ingestion, using pseudopodia. When a food particles come near amoeba, then amoeba produces two pseudopodia around the food particle and surrounds it. The two pseudopodia then join around the food particle and trap the food particle with a little water, forming a food vacuole inside the amoeba. From this food vacuole, some digestive enzymes are secreted, which break the food particle into simpler substance. That means the food is digested here and absorbed by the wall of the food vacuole. By the absorption of this food, amoeba gets energy. After the digestion, some undigested foods are egested. That means passed out from their body through the contractile vacuole. Okay, that means rupturing the cell membrane. This contractile vacuole comes on the surface of the body of the amoeba and then burst out, and this undigested food comes out from their body. Here you can see in the figure how the amoeboic digestion takes place. Next topic is digestion is in grass-eating animal. You know, herbivores like cow, buffalo, dog, deer, etc. eat grass and plant products. Mainly cow and buffalo, and also they eat grass and plant eating products. Grass is rich in cellulose. Cellulose can be digested by the action of certain bacteria which are present in the stomach of grass-eating animals. That's why cellulose can be digested by grass-eating animals due to these bacteria. So, the grass-eating animals are called ruminants, as they can digest the cellulose present in the plant product, plant leaves or grass. Here you can see the digestive system of a ruminant. It is very long, and the alimentary canal of the cow Alimentary canal of the cow is large, very large and long. The stomach of a cow is also very large and consists of 4 compartments. Okay. The first compartment of a cow's stomach is the biggest and it is called rumen. First chamber is known as rumen. Grass is partially digested. At first, the cow eat the grasses very fast, okay, and swallow the partially digested grasses. Not digested, partially smaller pieces of the grasses. These smaller pieces of grasses are stored in the first chamber of the stomach, that is known as rumen. Okay. Thus the grass is partially digested in the rumen. Here grass is partially digested. After some time, when the cow is resting, the curd from rumen is brought back to the mouth of cow in small amounts at a time. The cow now chews the curd thoroughly. This process is known as rumination. What is rumination? The process by which the curd is brought back from the stomach to the mouth of the animal and chewed again is called rumination. And that's why all grass-eating animals who chew the curd are called ruminants. This thoroughly chewed curd is swallowed again and now goes into other compartment of stomach. Then it goes into small intestine for complete digestion and absorption. In this way, grass-eating animals digest the plant products and grass. The cellulose digesting bacteria are not present in the body of human beings, due to which human beings cannot digest cellulose carbohydrate present in plant foods. Okay. So this chapter is ended. Okay, thank you.